Hello and welcome you to Mohan Sir's classes. Dear student, in this video lecture, we will learn your chapter 17. The topic of chapter 17 is Understanding Development. This is the first chapter of your economic section. Let me repeat once more. In this video lecture, we will be learning your economic section. The first chapter, your economic section, or the chapter 17 is Understanding Development. Let us begin the chapter. First paragraph. Development is a concept that can be interpreted in many ways. It is difficult to define the concept in a way that is acceptable to everyone because people look development in different ways. Most people think development is achieving one's need and aspiration. But then we would like to improve everyone's lives. So, what are the possible ways in which we can make all people prosperous enough to lead a happy and content life? So, in this paragraph, it is said that development is a concept that can be interpreted in many ways. So, if you talk about the word development and if you want to interpret or translate or explain what is the meaning of development and what is the concept of development, so there are many ways to translate or to explain about development. It is difficult to define the concept in a way that is acceptable by everyone because people look at the development in different ways. So, in this sentence, it is said that if you want to define the word development, so as we are going to define, it is difficult that everyone will accept the method. Why? Because this development is seen by different people in different way. So if we can explain or define in one way, it doesn't mean that everybody will accept that one. Why? Because for development, every people or everyone say in a different ways. Next sentence. Most people think development is achieving one's need and aspiration. So most of the people, they think that development is what? Achieving one's need. Achieving one's need and aspiration. So what is the thing and what is the thing of most of people? They think that development is achieving one's need and aspiration. But then we would like to improve everyone's lives, but we have to improve the everyone lives our lives. So what are the possible ways in which we can make all people prosperous enough to lead a happy and content life? That means which are the means or which are the ways we can make everyone people prosperous. What is prosperous? More fruitful, to lead a happy and a fulfilled life. So in this sentence it is that what were the way that we can help people or we can make people prosperous or fruitful enough to lead a happy and content life. And the second paragraph goes like this: there could be a lot of disagreement on these different ways. So how do you reach a concession on common path to achieve our objective? So in this paragraph it is said that there could be a lot of disagreement. Obviously, as we talked from the first paragraph that so for development every people they have different concept. That's why it says that there could be a lot of disagreement on these different ways. How do you reach a concession on common path to achieve our objective? So to achieve a common path, so how we can reach a concession? Listen carefully. How we ensure that every individual has the opportunity and develops the capability to do the things that we consider are important for our society. So in this sentence it is said that how we can ensure that every individual has the opportunity and develops the capability to do the things that we consider are important for our society. How can we ensure that society provides them the opportunity to do those things? That means how we can ensure that society is providing them the opportunity to do these things. Which things? That means which is individual the opportunity for their developments and capability. What efforts should be made in this direction? For the developments, what efforts has to be taken? We shall discuss this question and issues in this chapter. So in this chapter we are going to discuss all these issues. How different people see development. The paragraph says like this: the table below lists the aspiration of different people. So as you see, there is a table below here. So this list give what different aspiration of people. It visualizes the what people think about their personal development. So from this table, it gives information that what people think about their personal development. These are only examples. So whatever is mentioned in this table, it is only an example. It is possible that people have other objectives in mind as well. Not only these are the ways, but there are some other ways that people have in their mind to achieve their objective and concept of development. What do you think are the aspirations of the people listed below? So what is the aspiration and the hope of people in the list given below? Visualize their aspiration and complete the table. So let's look about this table and understand. So first column speak about category of people, and second column is about objective aspiration of development. The first one is daily wage laborer. According to them, what is development? According to them, work throughout the year for better wages and children's education. Listen carefully. For a daily wage laborer, for them development is that work throughout the year. That means they need to get work throughout the year. They want better wages. That means better salary and children's education. They also want good education for their children. Second is industrialist. For the industrialist, what is development? Availability of cheap raw materials, roads, electricity and other infrastructure, peaceful environment. So if these things are there, then that is development for an industrialist. What is that? Availability of cheap raw materials, roads, electricity and other infrastructure. What is infrastructure? That means building and campus and a peaceful environment. So if these things are available, then it is development for them. Next, let's talk about college student. According or for the college student, what is development? Better educational facilities, employment opportunities, personal freedom and security. So for a college student, what is development? That means better educational facilities and employment opportunities or job facilities and personal freedom and security. Next, uneducated employed. That means those who are educated and they are not getting job. According to them or for them, what is development? For them, development is that employment opportunities and housing. That means if they get better job and they got the good house, that is development for them. Next, the fifth number is women agricultural workers. That means the women, those who work in the agricultural sector. For them, what is development? For them, development is that good wages. That means better salary or better payment, security, work throughout the year, and they need to get the work throughout the whole year. Next, health service, and they want good health service. So according to women, those are working in the agriculture, what is development for them? That means they need to get better wages or better payment, security, and they want to get the work throughout the year, and they also want better health service. Then it is development for them. So from this table we come to know that what is development. Development, that for different people it is different objective. That means to fulfill their to achieve their needs and content. That is called what? Development for them. So we can't say that development is that means we can't define the development for everyone in same way. because for different people the development is in different way, and they also what think and they have the different concept about development. Look at this image and write what can be this his wishes. Look at here, a old person and a small boy. So what may be the wishes of this old person or rickshawala, and what may be the wishes of this boy? So you can write what is their wishes. It is your work. Next paragraph. If we examine the table, we see that people aspire for those things that they feel are most important for them. So from this above example, what we come to know that people aspire for those things that feel are most important for them. So according to people, what is development or what is their objective? That means when they get the important things which is needed for them, so that is called what? Aspiration or objective or development for them. This aspiration could be of many kinds. This aspiration could be, it is many kinds. How? Listen carefully. For example, a college student looks for freedom and security in addition to better education facilities and employment opportunities. For a college student, what is aspiration or what is his development? That means he or she what? They want better freedom, security, in addition what? Better education facilities as well as employment opportunities. That means for a college student, he or she need what? Freedom, security, addition to what? Good education facility and good job opportunities. Next, for many people, health service are priority. But those who are weak and are having many kinds of diseases and those who are not having good health, for them, aspiration is what? Health service are priority. That means when they get the health service, that is their aspiration, that is their development. Next, the industrialist want to earn the maximum profit by selling his produce. For an industrialist, what is his aspiration and development? For an industrialist, development and aspiration in the sense that he wanted to earn maximum profit by selling his produce. Next, the daily laborer looks for fair wages and work throughout the year. But for a daily laborer, what is aspiration and development? That means you want a good wages or good payment. In same time, you want work whole year. That means throughout the year. Next, he also hopes his children will not have to work as daily wage laborers. They also think that their children should not work as a daily wage laborers. So in this paragraph we learn that, or we examine that for development is what, or the concept of development can be defined in different way by different people. For example, for a college students, freedom, security, better education facility and employment, these things are what development for them. For the people, those who are not good in health, if you provide them good health facilities, that is development for them, or that is aspirations of them. If you talk about an industrialist, when he get or earn maximum profit by selling his produce, that is his aspiration. If you talk about daily wages laborer, what is his aspiration? That means a good salary or good payment and work throughout the year. In same time, he or she also hope that let his children should not work as a daily wage laborers. Next paragraph. These aspirations can sometimes give rise to situation of conflict. So when as we had the different kinds of aspirations, so this can what sometimes give a situation of conflict. Let's see an example. For example, a girl may want as much freedom and opportunity as her brother, but her parents may not like her thinking this way. So what does this sentence says? Example, a girl. So girl want much freedom, seems like her brother. That means as her brother given freedom, the same freedom she want. But this thinking or this thought of the girl may not be liked by her parents. Similarly, An industrialist may want to earn a profit by selling his produce at the maximum possible price, but a consumer may want the same product to be easily available at a reasonable price. So what does this sentence says that if we talk about an industrialist, he wanted to earn more profit by selling the product at a maximum price, at a maximum price. That is the thinking and aspiration of an industrialist. But when you talk about the consumer they want the same thing in a less price. Industrialists want to sell the product in a maximum price, but the consumer want to purchase that one in a reasonable or less price. Next paragraph. This shows that people aspire to protect their own rights and the needs of their families. So, from the above, what you learn that this shows that people aspire to protect their own rights and the needs of their families. But what happens when we want to protect and accommodate the aspiration of all the people living in a particular region? That means people living in a particular region, if you want to protect their rights and aspiration, so what will happen? Listen carefully. From the above paragraph we learn that that people aspire to protect their own rights and the needs of their families. But the next sentence it is said that what will happen when we want to protect, accommodate the aspiration of all the people living in a particular region. That means people living in a particular region, if you want to protect their rights, their accommodation, their aspiration, what will happen? Wouldn't we then have to think of a solution that goes beyond the individual aspiration of people? So in this sentence it says that wouldn't we have to then we have to think of a solution that goes beyond the individual aspiration of people. If it is so, then okay, we have to think about each and everyone's development or aspiration, or we have to protect each and everyone's aspiration. We would have to think about everyone's right and how we can protect them. Then we have to think in a particular region, if the people living in different aspiration and different a different concept of development, a difference in need, then we have to fulfill the rights of each and everyone, and we have to protect them right. We would have to think of different kinds of such universal rights that lead a public welfare. Then we have to think that there are different kinds of universal rights, and we have to lead the public welfare. For example, establishing a school in a village or town would provide children the opportunity to study. Listen, if we want to establish a school in a village or town, the children will get the opportunity to study, which may not have been available earlier, and this facility may not be available earlier. Next, the education being free would make it universal available to everyone. That means if you are giving this free education, then it will be available up to everyone. Parents would not have to spend, and for this one, parents need not spend money. So listen carefully. In this paragraph, we will learn that means, or from the above paragraph, we will learn that people aspire to protect their own rights and the needs of their family. But what will happen if you want to protect each and everyone's rights and aspiration in a particular region? Then we have to think and we have to protect each person's right and each aspiration. But we have to think of different kinds of such universal rights that lead to public welfare. That is individual needs and individual choice. But we have to think about what universal right that will provide benefit and welfare for the public or a particular region people. So here we have taken an example that if you are establishing a school in a village or town, then the children of the particular region will get chance to study over there, and it will be available for everyone, and the parents need not to spend money for that. Next sentence. In addition, midday meals and scholarship would be provided to attract more children to the school and ensure that they are not hungry. So, in addition to establishing school, we also can provide them what? Midday meals for them. Midday meals for them, because there are many children, those who don't get proper meal, and that's why in the hungry stomach they may not go to, or they may not like to go to school for study. So if you're providing them midday meals and also scholarship. What is scholarship? That means financial support. Then that would attract the more children to go to school without hungry. Understood? If you are establishing school, then you are providing midday meals to feed their hunger, to satisfy their hunger. In some time, if you are providing the scholarship for purchasing textbook, copies, pen, etc., then it will attract more number of children to go to school, and they will not be hunger. Such measure helps to ensure that the right to education is universal and everyone can benefit from it. So if you are taking such measurement, then this right to education is universal and everyone can benefit from it. If we are doing such kinds of activities, it is universal and everyone can take benefit from it. Similarly, other public facilities such as drinking water, health, road, public distribution systems, sanitation, etc. also universal, hence available to all. Not only thus establishing school, providing midday meal, or providing scholarship for the student, but also what, there are some other public facilities are there. What are that? Example like drinking water, health, roads, a public distribution system, sanitation, etc. are also universal, hence available to all. That means these things also has to be available to everyone in a particular region, and that will lead to the development of a particular region peoples. Next paragraph. Let us try to understand the concept of universal rights that lead to public welfare. So in this paragraph we will try to understand the concept of universal right. Concept of universal right that lead to what? Public welfare, for the public welfare. Let's take an example. Consider the case of a village with a narrow mud road when the weather is fine. Let's take an example of a village which having a narrow road and mud road. When the weather is fine, people can come and go without any problem. If the weather is good and within that narrow and mud road, people can easily go and come. Next, when the weather is but when it is rains, the mud road become slushy. But in that area, when it rains, that narrow and muddy road become what? It is slushy. That is what? Slippery. You see, look at this picture. So how the people are struggling to walk in this road. People then find difficult to move in and out of the village. Because of this reason, what happened? People they may find difficult to go and come on this road. So the villagers decide to widen and pave their mud roads to make it usable even during rain weather. That is the reason what happened. The villagers decide to widen, pave their mud road to make it usable during the rain weather. So they decide that during the rainy season also they wanted to use this road. But to widen or to make wide, some villagers agreed. But to widen the road, it was necessary for some villagers to give part of their land. To extend or to make wide that road, some villagers they have to give their part of the land, because the road is situated through the land of some people. So they have to sacrifice, they have to contribute some part of their land. Then only the land can be, or road can be widened. Some villagers agreed to donate their land, but some others were not prepared to do so. So in that situation case, what happened? Some people they were willing to give some land part for constructing road, but some people they disagree or they were not willing to give their little part of land. The villagers convened a meeting of their Gram Sabha to discuss this issue. By taking this issue, the villagers they discuss in a Gram Sabha. Eventually, all the landowners affected by the proposed road decide that they would not donate the land needed to widen the road to serve the interest of the villagers. But what happened? Eventually, all the landowners were what? Affected. Proposed road decide that they would donate the land needed to widen the road to save the interest of the village. That means all the landowners they agreed to donate the land. In this way, the entire village could benefit from the construction of wide paved road. Public welfare would be ensured. So, in this way, what happened? Entire village can be benefit from this road, wide road, or the public benefit. Our next topic is contradiction in development scheme. So, what are the contradiction in development scheme? Over the past few years, there has been widespread discontent in many regions of our country about the way in which development programs are being carried out. So, if we talk about the past few years, there has been what? Widespread discontent. What is? There were discontent in many regions of our country about the way in which development programs are being carried. Industrialists are focusing on mining mineral resources and setting up factories to earn profit. We know that industrialists they are focusing on what? Mining minerals for what? For setting up factories to earn the profit. They claim that setting industry opens up new employment opportunities. According to industrialists, when they establish industrial factories, it says that people get new job opportunities. People get what? New job opportunities for people in the region and boost their manufacture of goods. So, according to industrialists or the industrialists, they focus on mining mineral resources to get more profit from the factories, and they claim that when they set up or establish industry, then people of that particular region they get job employment opportunities, and also what they also people also what boosted the manufacture of the goods. Next paragraph. But there is a contradiction in their claim. There is a contradiction or conflict in their claim. How? Land is required for mining mineral resources and setting up factories. As you know that for mining mineral resources and for setting up industry, we want what? Land. We want land. Acquiring this land affect the lives of large number of people. That means for capturing those land, it affect the what? Lives of a huge or large number of people. Many of them are displaced and do not get adequate facilities for their rehabilitation. That is, many people were displaced. What is displaced? That means moving one place to other place. As we know that when the industry and factories are established and mining are dig for the minerals, so people living in that area, which area? Mineral resource area or the place where the industry or factories are established, those people has to leave their homeland from there, and the industrialist would or will give them a land to settle them. They have to move to there. Who? The people or native people of that area. And after moving or after displaced from changing the place, this industrialist and the factory owner they do not give them adequate facilities of rehabilitation. That means as a compensation they do not give adequate facilities. They lose their traditional source of livelihood and their cultural mournings. That means the people or the native peoples of that area they lose what? Their traditional sources of livelihood, because earlier especially the forest dwelling people as they lived in forest, and their life is completely depend on the forest produce and allied sector. But once they are sent out from that area for the purpose of mining or industry, if they are compelled to settle in a cities or town, then these people, they do not know to work any of the activities in town and cities. That's why it says that the people what lose their traditional source of livelihood and their culture. Development thus gives rise to a situation of conflict in society. So, what you learn that development is what making conflict in the society. That means when the industry and factories are increasing, that they're providing what new resources or new resource or new what produce or goods for the development of people or to change the living standard of people. In same time, there are some people they lost their livelihood because of this development. So we can say that through the development there are so much of conflict in the society. Next paragraph. Odisha is rich in coal, bauxite and iron ore resources. The state plans to set up at least 45 steel units in Odisha. It is rich in coal and bauxite, and that is the reason what happened. The state, Odisha state, it planned to set up 45 steel industry or units. The people living in this mineral rich region constantly fear that they will be displaced when their land is acquired for this purpose of industrial unit. Now what happened, the people those are living in the mineral rich area, that means the area where the minerals are available. So in that areas local people or native people, they are afraid that when the industry will establish or minerals will be there, then they will be displaced. That means they have to leave their place and move to some other place where the industrialist will be settled down them. Hundreds of acres of fertile agricultural land have already been acquired for the purpose of forests have been cleared on a massive scale, leading to the drying of their water resources. That means in this sentence it says that 100 acres of fertile agricultural land have been already acquired for what? For the industrial sector. You can look at this picture that here the agricultural land has been converted into industrial sector, and forests again are being cleared for what? For the sake of industry and mining. And as this forests are being cleared, it is what the area are dried and people are facing for what? Water scarcity. The people have time and again registered their protest against the establishment of this industry. Because of that reason, the people of those area, they register what? They register the protest against the establishment of this industry. We can see an example of Odisha's Vedant company. Vedant is a what? Aluminium factory which is established in the Kalahandi district of Odisha. So when they established that industry in Kalahandi district of Odisha, the people or the tribal people of that area were displaced and they were forced to leave the house, village, etc., and they were settled down some other place. That's why, look at this picture, they have started the protest. Their main demand is to protect their land. So what is the main demand of these people? To protect their land, water, forest and source of livelihood. So what is the demand? They want to protect their land, they want to protect their water, forest and their livelihood. They do not wish to be displaced to unknown location. They don't want to move to an unknown place after being provided some compensation. That means the industrialists will be captured their land and they may displace to some other place or they may settle down in some other place and they will be given as a compensation. So in this paragraph we will learn that Odisha is a state where rich in mineral resources like a coal and bauxite and iron resources, and the state has planned to set up almost 45 steel units, and The people those who are living in an area where it is rich in mineral resources, they are afraid of the displacement. Why? Because in Odisha, hundreds of acres of fertile lands have been changed or converted into industrial sector. Forest has been cleared. As because of that, the water scarcity also decreasing. And because of that reason, the people those who are living in the region where it is rich in mineral resources, they have started the protest against establishing industry over there, and their demand is to protect their land, water, forest and their livelihood. And they don't want to move to a place which is unknown for them, and after moving there they may provide some compensation or as a some help. Next paragraph. They argue that once they exhaust the money they receive in compensation, they are forced to work as a laborers without any guarantee of employment or work security. So according to these people, they says that once they are displaced, that means they are compelled to move from one place to other, they will provide or they will be settled down in a place where the industrialist may settle them, and as a compensation they will provide some money. So once the money will finish, the money which is given by the industrialist, if the money will finish, then they have to work forcefully as a laborer, and they will not get any guarantee of employment or work security. These changes have adversely affect their traditional lifestyle. So such kinds of changes what happen affect their traditional lifestyle. How? If the land where rich in mineral resources are there, many tribals are living. So industrialists making them to leave the place and force them to displace, and they settle down in a place or unknown place. That's why these people they do not want to go to an unknown place and work over there. And as a compensation, industrialists provide them some money. And according to this tribal people, once this money will finish, they have to work as a forced laborer and without any work guarantee. And that's why these changes would affect the traditional lifestyle of the people. Next paragraph. Many environmentalists have also voiced their concern about the adverse impact of the state's industrialization on the environment of the country. So it says that many environmentalists they also have voiced, that means raised or protest against the concern about the adverse impact of the state's industrialization on the environment of the country. Many of the environmentalists they also raise or the protest against the adverse impact of state's industrialization of the environment of the country. They claim that excessive mining of mineral resources and establishing industrial units are destroying our land and water resources and polluting the atmosphere. According to this environmentalist, as this industry and factory, they are using what excessive what mineral resources and established industry that is destroying our land, water, resources and polluting the atmosphere. So are the industrialists using more using what minerals and establishing industry? Because of that one, it destroy the land, water, forest resources, and it also what pollute the atmosphere. The discharge of industrial waste is also polluting our water resources. As we know that all the waste water of industry are discharged into the river and oceans, and because of that one what happened, water is also what polluted. Next, as a result, people now face the danger of new pollution related health problems. Because of this region, people those are living near the industrial sector or industrial region, they are facing what happened different kinds of new health problems. Next paragraph. A committee set up by the Indian government investigated the large scale of industrial pollution in the state and found that a few large companies had floated the Forest Rights Act to set up industry. After that what happened? Indian government they have set up a committee for what investigate the large scale industry pollution in the state, and what they found, few large companies had flouted Forest Right Act to set up industry. Next, Consequently, the Minister of Environment had stopped the land acquisition activities of some of this industry. Because of that, the Minister of Environment, okay, he stopped many of the land acquisitive activities of some of these industries. Next, such contradiction in development can be found in many other sectors beside the industrial sector. That means such kinds of problems and conflict we can find in different sector, not only in the industrial sector. Let's take some of the example. Garbage collected daily from the cities is dumped in distant locations in the rural areas, polluting the air and the water source of the villages. We know that all the garbage and waste material which is collected from the cities and town that are dumped in a distant location in the rural area. And because of that, what happened? The water and the air of these villages are polluted. Because of that, the water and air of these villages are polluted. Next, dams constructed for the irrigation make water easily available for agriculture in some areas, while areas that are far away from the irrigation facilities may not continue face drought condition. We know that for providing the water facilities, many dams has been constructed and irrigation facility has been given. So the place or the villages which is near to the dams and dams, so they get the better irrigation facilities, but the village which is located or situated far away from the dams, so they don't get these facilities of water and they may continue to face the drought condition. So in this, what you learn that, so there are a lot of contradiction in this development, not only in industrial sector but also in different sector. As example, we saw that from the cities and town, garbage are collected and dumped in the distant location of the rural areas, and that pollute the air, water of that village. In the same time, dams are constructed for the irrigation facility and available agricultural purpose. So this facility doesn't get facilitated by all the people. There are some villages which is far away and they don't get this water facility and they are continue to struggle for the drought condition. Rest of the section we'll discuss in part 2 of this chapter.